Well, hello YouTube, vintage stereo and tape deck fans. This is the part 2, the video I just did on this Panasonic top loader. And it's basically 4 screws and undoing the headphone jack to get the lid off and pulling the knobs off. And you know, I'm just sitting here looking at this build quality. I'm just like, this is amazing. The metal chassis, the actual individual potentiometers for record level, and this whole mechanism here, how solid it is. You know, it's just stamped metal, everything's got, I can't explain it. They just don't make them like this anymore. Motor is nothing unusual. It's just like a standard tape recorder motor with a regulator. So you put a screwdriver through the little hole. It says, and it's February 1274. A transistor mounted on the side, which is kind of interesting. So there is a feedback circuit here of some type. What I noticed is a bit of grunge around the tape mechanism there. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of cleanup on that and just talk about some things. The main reason I took the top off was I noticed the counter occasionally wasn't turning, and I can see why. This belt is really loose and it's sticky. That's probably the original belt. So I think the main belt, there's only 2 belts in this one, which is lucky. You know, some of them have 4 or 5. This one was never touched because the top had to come off. The other one was pretty easy to get at the main drive belt. That's been changed. And I might even change it again. It's a little loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with a Q-tip here. Yeah, this is just grunge from living, you know. And there's a thin coating of grease on a lot of the stuff here. So dust tends to stick. And I know there is plastic. There's a lot of molded plastic here. But there's nothing wrong with that. I remember I used to service Fostex. Anybody remembers Fostex? They had a 4-track cassette recorder. So 4 tracks, one direction, several of them. And those had plastic parts. And they used to snap. They had several nylon gears in the drive mechanism. And these were used by, you know, basically people at home, music teachers, to just, you know, put a few tracks together and then have it on a demo cassette. And those, the plastic molded parts, are breaking all the time. I don't know what it was. This, I don't think there's much of a chance of much breaking on it, unless you drop it off a cliff. Another thing about those Fostex, they had these nylon gears, and there was only one central belt, very similar design to this, and one of the center gears would always break. And I don't know what it was. We dealt with Fostex through a separate distributor, and I believe they were actually made by TIAC at that time. But the Fostex stuff, we dealt with a Canadian distributor. And I'm not kidding you. By the time you got the new gear in stock, the person that owned it was retired. It would take months and months and months and months and months to get stuff delivered. And I said one time to one of the reps, just jokingly, I said, I'm little, you know, I wanted to order some extra gears because this is a problem. And he goes, well, when it's warranty work, we can't send you extras. I said, I'd be willing to pay for them. And he said, well, okay, we can put some in on your next order. We'll send you 5 in your next order. Okay, so the next order comes, and the 5 gears were $170 in $1990. I just about fell off my chair on the shop floor. I'm like, oops. There goes the week's profit. So I'm just getting all the grunge out of here. And Here's the thing I discovered a few months later. I was in a place called Leisure World, which was in the Canadian malls at the time, and there I'm looking. I was thinking of getting. I did radio-controlled airplanes. Okay, it was one of the things I did. I was thinking of getting into radio-controlled cars. This would have been about 1988, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'm going to go up, drop in and look. I'm looking at these gears and bags. I'm going, hey, just a second. And I had one of the broken ones in my pocket. I slipped in there when I was walking around the shop. I hold it up to the bag and I go, no. How much is this? Oh, $3.99. It's like, well, isn't that interesting? So I ended up from that point on, I bought them from the hobby store. And the Fostex ones that I got from, the warranty depot, they would break again. These other ones wouldn't. They're just a little different composition. But boy, those were popular. There's a hunk of goo right on that head. I don't know if you can see that. There's hardly any wear on these heads. They're in really nice shape. Pinch roller has a little bit of transfer. And yes, I use alcohol on these, and on these neoprene ones, never seen a problem. That's cleaned up pretty well with just a couple Q-tips. Some gunjo over here. That's one of the problems with the top load decks, is stuff falls into them when they're just sitting there with the lid closed. Yeah. I just wanted to ask something about my viewers here. I've had one viewer who is concerned that my videos are too contrasty, and that it's been mentioned a couple times, and I've looked at them. Like, I have 5 different devices here with different monitors, and it looks right to me. I've asked a couple of other people I know, do you think these are too contrasty? And it's no. But look, I'm willing to take criticism. I'm not using fancy equipment. Like, I'm using a Nikon Coolpix as the camera, and then Mini Tool software. And it is permissible here. You use your fingernail, gently scrape this goo off. Mini Tool software to edit the videos. And at the end, there's actually a thing that you use to... It looks at your video and points out any issues it sees with the video. And it might say some areas that are too bright, some areas don't have enough contrast, and it never flags the videos. That's the interesting thing. So, if you think the visual quality is good, especially with this replacement camera, just let me know. If you think it's bad, let me know. And I will work on it. Somehow, in between all the things that I do in a day, I'll work on it. So that's really cleaned up nicely. So we got to replace this belt. But I looked up and I could not find belt information on this. So I'm just going to have to take it off and try to match it. Now, there it is. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. And I've got a bag of these that I bought in bulk. Not that the counter matters that much, but I'm not likely going to keep this one very long. I think I might sell it. There's a couple of pieces of equipment I would like to try out. And so I'd use the money from this and a little bit I get from servicing. So I got this big clump of belts here. Yeah, I hope these Chinese belts last. That's getting close. Maybe something like that. Too big. So that's my plan with this, and this will probably work really good. One thing you can do, I guess I don't have a ruler. Generally, you can measure these out. I can, if I pull this one's going to snap. It's just not. Oh, that was about right. No. We'll find one. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah, that's just complete goo. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another Q-tip and just go around the pulleys. Tape recorder servicing seems to be a bit of a lost art these days. So I'm just cleaning it where the belt runs on it underneath. Not bad. This pull angle's had some transfer on it. See the counter? That's really mechanical. Yeah, that's coming up okay. So we can just do a stretch here. That's just a little bit smaller. And let's get that on here and see how it works. And get it over, underneath. Maybe I should have like 2 or 3 cameras going and then just like cut to the one that works, has the best view. This pulley actually has, believe it or not, underneath there's a little counterweight on it. Now, I don't know why. There we go. And so then this goes over here. Take the little brake off. Turn it until it gets all the kinks out of it. It's folded over a couple times. Yeah, it's got to, it's a little bit twisted around. Let's get it. That. Only got one fold in it now. Just like that. I'm just going to use my little tool here. There, that's running the way it should. Make sure it's on the pulley. Yes, it's on the pulley, no problem. And I don't even want to risk plugging it in and turning it on because there's nothing exposed underneath. Turn it on. So let's just put it in play. Now the play stuff, that's turning. The other belt, whoops, that's just the lid from it, from another thing here. Okay, fast forward. It's, yeah, I'm going to have to clean that either wheel there. It's just grip isn't that good. I think the belt's jumped off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to change this main belt here. It's been that one other time. Okay. There we go in reverse. The counter's spinning around like crazy now. That's good. Fast forward's good. Very simple mechanism. It's all cleaned up in there. And I don't even know, I might put a little bit of lube on a couple points. Like there. That eject is a really solid mechanism. Anyway, I'm going to when I flip it over, I will do the other belt, and it's, well, I'll show it to you. Turn this off so I'm not touching anything live. Lift it up. Okay, there's the other belt. So basically put it down, take the 2 screws off, lift this plate off, change the belt. And here's another thing, on a lot of these, This row here, you'll see there's a row of solder joints. That's the play record switch. This one had some crackling in the right channel when I was playing. And then when I put it in record mode, it squealed. It was this switch was sticking. So basically, I took the board and it comes out of here and flips. And I put a little contact cleaner through the switch and worked it. And there's a mechanism that operates it based on where the play and record keys are. Worked some neutral through it. That got rid of the crackling. And it doesn't squeal, you put it in record mode. Other than that, it should be great to go. The speed sounds right based on tapes I've listened to, but I actually do have a speed tape, and then on my computer I set up there's a program that you can use. It will actually read what the tone is coming off a speaker or whatever. So you can use, basically the tape is your signal generator, and then it's receiving tone, and it turns it into a graphic representation. And it'll say 1003 hertz or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening.